Hello guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be bouncing around a bunch of little projects here and there. First project is we're going through the head for wheat. So we got wheat coming up here in the next less than 7 days. So I'm going through getting the head ready. The combine is 100% ready to go. I got the ag leader system all in. Show you guys that if you want to see it. But now we're working on fixing broken knife sections, broken guards. There's that knife section on and done. I got another one right there. That one I might be able to get without taking the guard off. And I think there's like 5 of them. This right here, this knife section got above the guard. These 2 bolts loosened up. They're both seized up. I got to torch them off. But they loosened up and then seized. And so the guard dropped down. And the cutter's been running on top. That happened in the last couple acres of beans. Ooh, that's pulled through there. That's not good. I'll have to check that out. Well, the header is ready to go. I started messing around with this wiring over here because the ground sensing mode does not work on this head. I noticed this wiring had been cobbled up and there was a wire that looked pretty bad. I replaced that and then plugged it back in. For some reason there's 2 pigtails here with a plug on it, so I don't know. I was gonna try and hook this black wire back up that's broke and hook this plug up and see if it works, but I'm seeing if that one works first. Went to test it out, fired everything up, everything ran good on the combine, and then flipped the header on switch, and this drum was rubbing the back of the head. Somehow that had moved, so we got that moved back forward and then started up again, and now we got a howling noise coming from something in the head system. So I think it is this variable speed thingamabob thing there. I think that is what's howling, but I am not sure. Dad's not sure. He was sitting here looking at it. He's puzzled on it, and I don't know. I just left a email or a voicemail at the dealership. We'll see if they can send somebody out to come and look at it and listen to it. John Deere came out. Doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the combine. He thinks that's a belt noise that we're hearing. I loosened the belt up that runs along the side of the left side of the feeder house. I loosened that all the way up. It tightens up really hard still, but when it's running and we get a noise still, we're gonna replace that belt after wheat's done and see if that makes a difference. But I also worked on the square baler today. We took the string that this knot was leaving untied to our local AGCO dealer. There's a few guys who know New Holland balers over there, and they said it was slipping out of the twine holder when it goes to tie. So what we did, they didn't have any of these. This is the spring that holds tension on the twine holder. They didn't have any. I swapped them on the knotters. You just pull this bolt out and it's a little leaf spring that slides out. Swapped them, and we'll see if the problem moves over to this knotter. If it does, I'll order one of these springs. If it doesn't, then we'll probably have somebody out to go through this knotter, maybe rebuild it or something like that, because hopefully it's a spring. The spring didn't look exactly the same between the 2, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we see a problem move over, and I will order one as soon as I see that happen. And then today's project will take place on our old dairy cow barn. If you haven't watched before, we are in the process of taking down this center section. This barn is in the shape of an X, or in the shape of a plus, so it's this part down, and then about halfway down there's a wing going off that way and a wing going off that way. we're taking the center section down and leaving this side and that side. And the plan is this year we're stacking straw on this right side, and eventually we'll put our cow-calf pairs on this left side. So here's the freestall wings here. Just got this alleyway cleaned out all the way down this morning. So we will stack this right down to the end with straw. Our round bales are going here, square bales are going to go over where we were stacking hay already. But today's process is taking these guardrails down on this side so that we have easier access coming down in here and cleaning, or not cleaning, stacking straw in here. There's section 1 done. I tried pulling this post up by hand and trying to pop it out with the fork, but it just won't go. I'll end up having to wrap a chain around it and pull it straight up with the skid steer. So here's the first 2 lengths. Probably all will go to the auction because we don't have a use for guardrail anymore. There's all of them down. Didn't take near as long as I thought it would. Gonna get these posts pulled out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this guardrail out and then come in and try and lift off of these bolts and see if I can get them to pull out. That end one is tied into the truss, so unless I want to tear all that truss down and get that all cleaned up today, which I don't, I'm going to leave that exactly where it's at. So at least then we come down this center, dip off onto the side, and roll into there. That post broke off a long time ago, and actually this one broke off while I was bringing that last guardrail out, so should be alright. We may have to try and break that little piece off. Now I'm going to go through and pluck these posts and grab the guardrail as I go, and then we can move on. Well, they don't really want to pull out. It's all right if we can break them off, just get them as close to flush as possible. This upper, there's a step down here, and this center section of concrete will be hammered out once we finish getting this barn down. I don't know what's under here. I'm guessing it's probably sand, so I don't know what we'll do after that, if we'll excavate it down a little bit and bring in some gravel, or if we'll want to re-pour or what. So that is completely torn out now. Looks good. I have a last minute change I'm gonna make down here, and that is I'm gonna go out and try and find some good fill dirt or even some gravel and build myself a ramp right here so that I don't have to go. And there it is. Nice ramp. That way we don't have to slow down too much going through here. But buzzing back and forth, I think it took 2 or 3 skid steer buckets going back and forth in here, and it just brought back some memories. You guys don't know this, but this barn right here, this alleyway, and these 2 here is where I learned to drive skid steer, and that was 14 years ago. I learned to run skid steer when I was 6, and I started out just scraping the barns here every afternoon for chore time. If you don't know, at least on our dairy farm, when the cows went in to get milked, that was when you went through and scraped all the barns. So that was my job when I was here in the afternoons, was scraping the barn out while Dad and whoever else milked cows. But that was, started driving skid steer 14 years ago. I suppose with that I should sign off too, so I will see you guys next time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.